Something's missing. I agree. Something is missing. Um, what could it be? This ear hurts really bad, and I don't want to put a headphone in it, but I'm doing it anyway. Everybody's saying hi to Sterling. Everybody's saying hello because honestly, he's a bigger deal than I am. Yeah. You notice he's not here. He is adorable. He's running. Can you guys hear me? This is weird to have headphones in and not be talking to someone. That's a yes, right? You guys can hear me? Hey guys, okay, so this is weird and I don't like it. Not without a person here. I can't do it with a person. Okay, that's better. Um Sterling is dressed up. Chow Yun Smile, are you kidding? This is a sweatshirt, girl. But thanks for saying it. I tried, guys. It's a bad day for me. I feel like I look how I feel, if that makes sense. I don't feel top mental shape. I don't. We're actually going to talk about that this week. I don't feel 100%. I feel a little sad, honestly. Sterling did not flake. Sterling is so cute, you guys. He coaches Little League and he's rushing home. He's leaving from that. So he called me like a half an hour ago and he was like, I'm going to be 5 minutes late. And I said, you know what? I think I know what to do. I think I know how to do this. I think I've done it before and I know what to do. So Sterling will be here. Marilyn Honig, where the ever living F have you been? Thank you, Rachel Harmon. We do have off days, Brian Lucas. I've personally been having a few off days in a row. What lipstick brand, Sarah? This is the Sephora Lip Stain, and it looks glossy because I put a gloss over it, girl. Um, Laura Font, love you, girl. Hey, Katie Pie. Katie Pie, your cousin died yesterday. Oh my God. I'm so sorry to hear that. Jesus, that's horrible. Katie Pie, we're all thinking of you guys. Send well wishes, thoughts, prayers. We love Katie Pie. She's a big member of our family, and I'm so sorry, girl. That's horrible news, and I'm so sorry. That makes me very sad. I'm really sorry. Hi, Ren B. Good to see you. Katie Pie, if you want to skip out on tonight, babe, I would totally understand. That makes me very sad for you. And some people, I've experienced losses and some people grieve differently than others. So if it helps for you to be here, I totally get that too. But yes, Katie Pie, love you. I'm so sorry. God, that's horrible. Thank you, Anita Card. You miss sexy Sterling Hef. Which guy are you picking here? Because I see you flirting all day with Tommy too. You're gonna hurt somebody's feelings, girl. You better figure it out. So any minute now, I feel like I know what to do for sure. I think I understand and have this live business down. Um, I am almost to 20,000. We are getting close. We're getting very close. There's so many things I want to talk to you guys about, but tonight isn't the night to do it. I need to do it with you, all the men. Okay, F. I knew it. I knew you were going to say it. Tonight isn't the night to do it because I want to do it one-on-one with you guys, but there's just a lot of things that have been uh just crossing my thoughts lately that I want to address, that I want to get out there and good lord. Your fourth ear infection and the medication isn't helping. What love you too, Renby. I will answer that in a minute. What medication? Because I tend to also get ear infections. I'm kind of prone to them. I always have been. I don't know why either. It's weird. Um, I use drops when I start to feel something coming on. This is not an ear infection on this side. These headphones, I have tiny ear holes and they don't fit. And I've been using them way nonstop traveling, like on the plane and stuff. And so they're sore. Like the canal itself, everything is sore because it's too small for it. Keela, I love and miss you too. I love you, girl. Hi, Kimberly Graphius. Cool name. I was thinking about Reese. I had a vibe. You had something to share with the family. Yeah, Rachel, it's not particularly one thing. There's just a lot. Thank you, Laura Font. Hi, Ted. Guys, something happened in Seattle that I haven't shared with you that I really badly want to share with you. Um, that was kind of deep. It was a little deep and troublesome for me. And then I just worry about the state of my channel. You know that. I worry about that too. I worry that he's coming. Sterling's running a few minutes late because he was coaching Little League, which is just adorable. We're going to allow for that. Um, just some heavy stuff on my mind lately. I've been really thinking since I've been doing all this traveling. Oh, I want to tell you guys. I don't want to take it up on Sterling's channel. You know what I mean? I'll probably tell you tomorrow. The other thing I was going to tell you guys is Tuesday, I'm having another licensed therapist on. She is amazing. I have not met her yet. Her name is Elizabeth Bates, the sister of our friend in the chat, JD. So Sterling's coming. But so there's that too. I'm really kind of excited about that. Oh, thank you, Mayor. I love you, Mayor. That was so nice of you to post on Facebook today about my channel. Thank you, Pam. Yeah, Ted, you were over on Sterling's channel. I saw that too. I saw that. So guys, he's coming. He's coming. Don't worry. Nobody check out and go, oh, it's just Reese. I'm out of here. No, he'll be here. The lovely Sterling. I'm a little worried about it. What he called, he was like, make sure you get yourself all cute and prettied up, which of course he was joking because that's not a thing. And I said, you're more attractive than I am. There's no way to even do that. Sterling is look who it is. Sterling is much better looking.
Hey,
Well. Oh my God.
what's
Are you
up?
more Sterling?
Can you hear me?
Do you have more gray or is this just me?
You don't have any gray. No. Oh, no, I haven't shaved. I usually I trim it down a little bit. I'm like yeah,
You
I'm
look
trying
like a wolf in a really good way. What's
to
going on? Oh my God, I'm into it. I love that. Why haven't I seen it before?
Because we haven't been on in 4 months because you've been ignoring me.
Oh yeah, that's right. I blocked
Yeah,
your number. I forgot. Get out
that's
of
what it
here.
was. That's what it was. Or no, was it? What? No, was it? I found someone else. No, that wasn't it. It was, guys. It really was football's fault. I would have to say, and then travel, and there was a million reasons why. But in all that time, we stayed in touch and talked almost every other week. Hey, I'm back. It's Reeseling. By the way, I came directly from baseball practice, people. I am hot, sweaty, tired, and I just trunched dirt through my entire apartment because I forgot to take off my cleats. So I have cleaning due after this. It's going to be so much fun. But I'm happy to be back.
I am so happy that you made it. We have really missed you.
I've missed you, and I've missed everyone in the chat, and definitely this is Sunday Reeseling. We got to get this back and going. So
It has not been the same. It's so weird to not have a routine.
I know, and forgive me when it does get to the it's partly me because again Sundays became the sports Sundays, and then I had to work a Sunday in there, so it really just became a difficult thing. But no excuses. We're back on the block.
Also,
we're good.
It's concerns me for your future in a relationship. I'm just going to say that.
That's why.
Because we couldn't even do a live together because of football. It worries me. Is all I'm saying. It
But
worries me.
it's only
Priority.
during the playoffs. It's only during the playoffs. I don't watch football during the regular season.
Well, how long are playoffs? Nobody knows that. I don't know the answer to that.
January and into February. So it's about 4 to 5 weeks in those 2 months. That's it. I promise.
Okay. Well, I'm not over it.
You're still upset? We're gonna have to agree to disagree on this one.
I'm a little bit upset about it. Honestly, okay. I'm not. I'm a Cancer sign, and it's going to take me probably till April to get over it.
Okay, good. That's perfect amount of time.
Blake Reed loves you, and he has missed you so much. He messages me pretty frequently, telling me how much he misses Sterling.
No, I really missed it, guys. This was one of my favorite things. This is just let's just talk and have a good time and all that stuff. And yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I see a lot of people in the chat, by the way, talking about seeing my little brother Nathan. I love how confusing this is to everybody. And by the way, in the chat, just clarify this. Do Nathan and I look alike? Reese, what do you think? Do we look alike or not?
I don't know what he looks like.
Oh, you didn't see the okay. Well, you didn't see it yesterday. So those of you that did watch yesterday and saw Nathan with my little sister Jenna, do you think we look alike? Because it is weird, and I do think there's something up. I need to hire a PI to investigate, because it doesn't make any sense how Nathan and I look alike. We share a father, not a mother. We look exactly alike. Meanwhile, my twin brother, the Yeti, we don't look anything alike, and we share two parents. So it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know.
That's weird.
I know, right? It's strange. It's really strange.
How old is Nathan? Is he older or younger?
He's younger. He's 37, I think. Yeah. Yep.
I'm sorry that I didn't see this. I did get a lot of messages forwarded to me about some sadness that occurred yesterday.
What happened?
I was hoping you would know more than I would. The protests and the lists that they made of all the kids that got out of Scientology.
Oh, I was working yesterday, so I heard about that too. No, I believe it was Liz Gale. I can't believe I'm saying it like that. Liz Gale had made, because I got a text from someone when I got home, made a list of all the second gen that had left Scientology and those that didn't make it. And it was, I think I saw a little bit of that clip this morning. It was pretty amazing. It was pretty heartfelt. It was one of the messages that I think, they're seeing that.
Yeah, Suki, I was going to say, I'm actually going to try to increase my watching other people's channels. It's not that I'm not supportive. I just got home from a 7-day trip, and yesterday was a really heavy day with my son. We had to do some things that were kind of pretty serious. So I missed that, but I kind of wish I hadn't. And anyway, I'm not supportive. I don't want anybody to ever think that. I'm very supportive.
No, of course not. I know you are. We talk about stuff quite frequently. It's also, people have their normal lives and things that have to happen. So we try to squeeze in things here and there. I mean, seriously, it's life that got in the way, Reese, of you and I talking for so long. Between your travel, where I was, what I was doing, guys, I'm in this outfit because I'm assistant coaching on a little league baseball team this year, which has kind of always been a dream of mine, and I'm super excited about it. When I was a kid, I used to teach baseball to my little brother, and I was a coach on his t-ball team. So it's been that long since I coached, and at least baseball. I coached soccer while I was in Saudi, but now I'm excited. It's fun. So yeah, but no, and to pay attention to every single detail would be hard. But hey, look I think it was amazing what Liz did yesterday with her list. The more I watch Liz Gale's stuff, her content, which I don't get to watch all of it because there's a lot, but the more I watch it, that girl has a giant heart, and I appreciate that. I really do about her.
Oh yeah, so, she does. She does.
Spending time to make a list like that is pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
Very amazing. Yeah, definitely. And again, like I said, emotional, sad.
Yeah, very much so. And I did see Aaron's brother mentioned on there. You know what? I didn't tell you this, Reese, but I tried to, I was like, okay, I should go back and watch some of the Aftermath TV show, because, knowing what I know now, it hits a lot differently because I know Miriam now. I've talked to Miriam a number of times. So I went back and started watching all these episodes again, and I tried to watch Aaron's. I couldn't. I just broke out crying. I couldn't do it. It was too much for me. It was so much for me because I have a twin brother, and I have my little brother. And I remember the day that my little brother was sent away, trafficked to Florida and taken away from the ranch when I was still at Golden Air Productions, knowing that I wouldn't see him again for a long time. And that feeling is just, it's not fun one to revisit. So I couldn't watch Aaron's whole episode through. I tried, I really did, but I could not do it.
I totally get that.
Yeah, a little bit too much. Yeah.
I could see why that's too much. I often think there's nothing that's too much for me, but things like that, it's too much. It's too much. It just is. I totally understand that.
Everything gets hit differently, right? Isn't it interesting? I mean, like when I hear your story, and I've mentioned this before, I hear your story, or I hear Kelly Copter's story, or I hear Miriam, where they had abusive parents that were mentally abusive and abusive in many ways. That hits me a different way. It really, really does. Because that's, there's a Scientological part to that. And then there's the fact that the parent's just a complete ass. And
Absolutely.
something about that burns me up a little bit inside,
Oh,
like, yeah.
look, Liz.
Oh, hey, Liz.
Really special, Liz. I mean, really,
Yeah.
it's like we just talked about. It's a little bit emotional for me. It's a little
Yeah.
bit. It's funny because I was just saying I've often thought throughout this whole channel, like, oh, I can handle it. There's nothing I can't handle. I don't know that I agree with that entirely. What Liz did, that's so special, and I'm glad she did it. But
Yeah.
another feeling that I felt, Sterling, that a feeling I felt for the first time, I think, was a couple weeks ago when I arrived at Flag. I got that feeling.
Yeah.
Like, this is a little bit too much for me. I was a little
Right.
bit overwhelmed. It was like a ghost town, but then seeing the few Sea Org members and thinking about Brenda maybe walking by, I started to feel a little bit almost like I was gonna have to leave or I was gonna faint. Like, it was just overwhelming to me, like, I don't think I can be here. It was like a danger zone for me.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. Absolutely. When I see
yeah,
my dad or my stepmom, same feeling. I've mentioned before, biggest fear in my life is that I won't get a chance to say goodbye to my dad. And that the church is the church and the people that run the church, David Miscavige on down, will go out of their way to make sure that I wouldn't be able to see him before he passed away. The only thing I've got working in my favor, and I've mentioned this before, is that Foster's family and Barbara's family, for that matter, are unbelievably supportive, lovely people that would in a second let me know. And that something like that was happening, or if something happened to my dad, so I would get a chance. But that's the part of my life that still, I want to say, triggers or scares me the most, is not having that chance. Yeah. I mean, I think I've
100%.
spoken about my parents a lot, and I think I was very, very lucky, in some regards, to have the parents I grew up with, because despite being in a cult in a horrible environment, I really think in most cases they did their best with me, knowing that I had emotional issues and temper problem and that sort of thing, that they really did try. And I look back at that, and it sucks that it's almost like mean that I had good parents that I now can't see, and people had horrible parents that are can still be in their lives. And I'm like, that's just not fair. But I think that's how the world is sometimes. It really sucks to me when I
Yeah.
think about it like that. But anyways, yes, it's
Yeah,
sad. I
it's
hope that doesn't happen. I really do.
oh
Yeah,
god, me too. Me
yeah,
too. I just it's interesting because that whole trip to Clearwater really kind of impacted me way more than I thought it would. Um, in some good ways and some very bad ways. It just shook me a little bit. And I don't know. It's different when you're here in your basement doing shows versus going where it all began for me.
yes,
And I was in the cadet org there, and I just didn't expect it to overwhelm me like that. I thought, "Oh, I'll be fine." I really got overwhelmed. It was
yeah,
eerie, very uncomfortable for me. Um, and then just seeing some people out and about, like the guy who had just attested to clear, that was really hard for me. I don't think you saw it. You were out of town or working or something, but it was just a lot. It was heavy and it was a lot. But that being said, I've kind of been thinking, Sterling, and you and I don't always go into Scientology. It's not always my thing. I can't
yeah,
have a channel solely about Scientology. There's just no way I could do it.
right,
But I do feel like there's more. I've been thinking about it lately, and maybe I should. It's therapeutic for one, but maybe I should talk about it a little more. I don't like talking about it solo. I prefer
hmm
to talk about it with someone who understands. So, like, I was thinking maybe once a week I should try to kind of delve into it and talk to Liz Gale, or, only if they're willing, of course. I'm just kind of
absolutely.
doing it without asking, right? But, um,
I think that's a
what
wonderful
it,
idea, because I think besides the advocacy and the push for Scientology to lose their tax exempt status, part of SPTV is the healing. And if healing means talking about it for you, if healing means having a sounding board or someone to share the experience with you or go back through it with you, I think that's important. Just as much as just getting together with you when we do our Riesling, I think that's healing, right? I think
oh,
our I
yeah.
think our game nights are healing. I think it brings back some of those things we didn't have when we were younger that we could have had more of, and we're reassociating with people that are on the
Yes.
same level as us, that understand us, that get the thing. And that's aside from the response we've had from the subscribers, where, as you know, we've spoken about this before, there's been people saying that they were going through cancer treatment and the only thing they look forward to was our game nights every once in a while. I think that alone makes it worth it. I don't care if I get 1,000 views on my channel and you get 10,000 on yours, or someone else gets 5,000. I enjoy doing that with the people that we did that with, and maybe even
Yes.
bringing in some more people. I think that humanizes us and makes us more real, but also it's therapeutic. So I think all types of content that are therapeutic in a safe space are important. And I agree with you. I think it's, but here's the thing, because we're not in a cult, it's a free choice. You can choose to talk about Scientology or not. That's totally up to you. And I really think that's what it is. No one should be forced to do a certain type of content or a certain angle. It is really up to you to have your voice and do what is healing to you. Because again, we were all in this horrendous cult, all different levels, different experiences with different people. And we all have our stories, and every one of them is important in their own way, I think. So, and I would do that with you every once in a while. Absolutely. I would speak about
Okay.
that, because again, I'm fascinated by that.
Couldn't have said that better, by the way. I love what you just said. And the only thing I want to add to it is, because we didn't have a voice for so long, that
Right.
even adds to what you just said. You're absolutely right, as far as we should be able to do the game night, say what we want to say, talk about it if we feel like going there. But that's one of the reasons I love what we do, Sterling, because we are not in a certain lane. We can hop the curb and do all different kinds of things.
Yes.
And I'm really glad, because if I had to talk about Scientology all the time, I know some people can, and thank God for them, right?
Yep.
Because they're exposing it. I just know that I don't have it in me. I have to laugh. I have to change the subject. We have to talk about other life things, because it's just sometimes gets too heavy for me.
Right. Right. And I know personally from having, look, no one ever reaches out to me really to do content, and that's fine.
Me
I
either. Me
I
either.
understand that. Well, but a lot of people reach out to me to ask about doing content with you, and I always find that, and
Really?
I know it's hard for you to take that compliment sometimes, and I get that, but yeah, they do, and I'm always pleased by that, because I think you bring a certain lightheartedness to it that's valuable and important to have here.
Thank
I
you.
really think it is. And like I'm even looking to branch out and do some more stuff. I really want to talk to Liz Ferris about her dad, Bob Ferris, and see if we can get something going on that. Because again, that sort of disconnection is a big part of my story, and the things that I think hurt the most and destroy the most. And so if there's a conversation I can have with like Liz Ferris about that helps her out a little bit, or even helps me out, and sees from her point of view, I think that's valid, and I feel for Liz. I really do. I think it's God. I think disconnection and not having your parents in your life now or when you were a child is a horrible thing. So yeah, so I want to reach out to some more people this year. In fact, Liz Ferris, I'm not assuming you're watching this. I never assume people are watching us, but please contact him at my email. I would love to set up a conversation with you where we can talk about your dad, who I did know when I was at Golden Era Productions. I would love to do that with you guys. So yeah.
I think that's a great idea. I really love Liz Ferris. The thing is, nobody really reaches out to me much, but I think and hope that they all know I love them. Like, it's
Yeah.
not a thing like, I don't want to work with you or something like that. I would actually, thinking about it, I've just been kind of reflecting on some things, and I think it's important, as much as I kind of fought against it in the beginning. I think it's important to, like I said, I would love to talk to Liz Ferris, definitely. I don't know Natalie Webster much yet, but people have said that she's got a great channel and she would like to speak with me. And we message each other before the end of the year a little bit about it. So,
Yeah.
oh, and also, I am going to do something hopefully this week with Miriam. We
Oh,
have
wonderful.
spoken. Yeah, we
Wonderful.
talked.
I can't wait
So
for that.
I think, I know, I love her. I think, as much as I thought it wasn't great, I kind of want to push myself to do it, because it does spread awareness, and I think it's good to get a little bit outside of your comfort zone, like I
Yeah.
felt in Clearwater. It felt like it needed to be spoken about.
I agree. I agree. And I really, believe me, it's funny. I've heard people talk about love bombing as a negative thing. And I guess it is a tactic that people use. In my life, guys, if there's something to compliment people on, I'm the first person to compliment them on that.
Yes,
It's
you
a
are.
natural
That's
thing.
true.
And I get annoyed when people don't do that. They don't in someone's personality. And I really have understood this from day one about you, Reese. I just think you bring a little bit of a light heart to so many things, and you're so easy to converse with. I think that's important, and I think that makes people feel safe because, like as we've spoken, Miriam did reach out to me to talk to you. She loves your content, and a lot of people do. And that being said, I think Jenna, my sister, you guys asked, I saw some chats about that. I'm definitely going to be doing something with her. But she's kind of got some stuff lined up, one of which is Mike Brown, who's one of my closest friends. And I can't wait to see that content. And it's going to be fun talking to my sister in a live. I can't wait to do that.
Yes.
Moving forward, we've got more content. Look at the more we talk about these things, the more eyeballs we get on it, whether it's game nights, just a chat, specifics about what happened there, trafficking, child trafficking, whatever the subject may be, the more eyeballs we get on it, the more advocates we get for it, I think is valuable. And I think to continue in that vein it's just going to be good for everyone. And I think it's great.
Yeah, I would absolutely talk to Janice. I've talked to her before. I think she's great.
No, and one of the things is interesting, and this may just be my personal view when it comes to stuff, Janice's content. I love her content. Look, if you are in the C organization and you've always wondered why things are the way they are, like there were so many rules and things you were just told are. You didn't get the chance to question them. You didn't wonder how they came into being. Janice's channel talks about, she was there with L. Ron Hubbard when he created all these ridiculous ideas. So getting some sort of backdata and information on why things were so insane is a little bit therapeutic. Besides the fact that I think Janice is a fantastic person. It's just therapeutic to understand where all these crazy ideas came from. Why did we have rules about sex in Scientology? And you actually can find out the real reason behind those. And then you go, well, that's ridiculous. That is just so stupid. It helps you alleviate some of the angst and anger about it when you understand sometimes that it was just a ridiculously stupid thing. There was no good reason for it. It was just dumb people coming up with dumb ideas based on a cult leader's ridiculous take on certain situations in life. So it helps. I really do believe everyone's content helps for a full understanding of what's happening and how to move forward and how to heal from everything. Yeah.
I would absolutely talk to Sterling's mom. I have spoken to her before, and I love that lady. So any day, absolutely. I agree
I
with
don't
you,
think anyone
Sterling.
knows who my mom actually is, do they?
I think everybody knows who your mom is.
Well,
You've
I guess
had her
so,
on.
but I just want, for anyone that watched the live yesterday, I'm going to lay it out real quickly. How about this? Okay. So Foster, my father, and Biddy, my mom, who I share with Jenna. Jenna and I are half sister and half brother. We share the same mom. So Foster and Biddy were married. They had twins, myself and Justin. Okay. They got separated. When they separated, I went with my dad and Justin went with my mom. Both of them got remarried. My dad got remarried to Barbara, who is Nathan, my little brother's mom. So we share a father. Nathan and I share a father, and Barbara is Nathan's mom. Barbara is the one who raised me. Okay. From the ages all the way from 3 up until I was 14, she raised me. She's a fantastic person. Except for the time she cut all my face out of all the family photos. She's a fantastic person. Foster is my dad. I share Foster as a father with Justin and Nathan. Biddy then married Ronnie Miscavige Jr., and they had Jenna, who is my half sister. I was not raised with Jenna until we got to the ranch, but then that's where we became closer with each other when we were at the ranch. But as Jenna's mentioned in her videos, Justin's always been her confidant and the person that she was closest to, at least when they were children. And Nathan, on the other half, has been I kind of raised Nathan a little bit when we were kids, because my parents, as you know, were in the Sea Org and they were working most of the time. But I spent a lot of time with Nathan. He would always hang out with me and my friends. He played t-ball. I coached t-ball on his team and that sort of thing. Yes, I know, we really should. But just to be clear, so when we separated, Justin went one way, I went the other way, and then though our parents both had kids, and one of the kids was Jenna, and one of the kids was Nathan, and that's how the whole thing relates. Okay, Justin and I are twins, but we don't look alike. Nathan and I look a lot alike, actually, which is so weird. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. No, Biddy and Ronnie are not married anymore. For a person asking the question, they are not married. But yeah. There, I hope that explains it. That helps a little bit.
I mean, it is confusing. You probably should explain it frequently to people, because you never know who's watching and then rewatching. And
yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah. I think people do get confused about it. I see that quite often.
Yeah, and then you see Nathan and Jenna hanging out together. You're like, what? It's like,
yeah,
I know it is confusing. I get it, but yeah, that's as simple as it is. I mean, that's.
Does he live near Jenna?
So no, Nathan lives near me. Nathan lives about 15 minutes away from me. We're actually having dinner tonight. And to be completely transparent, Nathan and I have had issues with each other, and that's partly my fault and partly his fault. But we are brothers. And like I stated at the beginning of the year, I have made an effort to put aside all the petty stuff in my life and make a connection with everyone in my family, whether it be my little sister or my little brother, or even my older brother, who sometimes I want to push in front of a bus. You know, people aren't perfect, and getting along all the time isn't the easiest. But, you know, that's the one thing I got to say about Foster's family again. When they call me, every time they call me or I talk to them, they're like, are you talking to Nathan? You should really be talking to your little brother. Is Jenna's dad the one who Mike has talked about? Yes. Yes, it is. That is Jenna's dad. Yep.
Oops, sorry.
It has no bearing on who Jenna is as a person, just to be clear, or Justin as a person. But yes, that is the person that Mike has talked about. Yep. And I've talked to Mike in depth about that. And we're talking about Mike Brown. And it's a horrible state of affairs, but it's his voice and he's speaking about it, and I support him in that. So there's no reason for me to comment on it, actually. But yeah, there we go. I think that's enough about Nathan and half brothers and half sisters. I don't want to bore people to death, but yeah.
It's not boring at all. It's good that you explained that, because I think a lot of people were questioning it, and we've got almost 1,200 people in here. So
yeah, and you know what I think? I think it's funny. I don't think I did a great job explaining it, but you know, there we go. Someone's gonna find it somewhere. They tried to explain it yesterday in the live. I saw a little clip of that. It was actually quite amusing for someone to try to explain it, but I do understand why it's difficult. Yeah.
I'm glad you explained it.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that you and I, when we were doing our regular weekly show, we didn't always go into Scientology. And I think that was we both had our reasons on that. And I don't know, I kind of touching back on this, but I think it's important, Sterling. And I'm not saying we have to do that tonight. And it sounds like you have dinner plans and stuff like that. I don't want to hold you up, but I do think that there's something to it. And I'm going to try more.
You know, Reese, I would love to explore that. I've always been fascinated, because when you're in the Sea organization, you really think that, and especially when you're up at Golden Air Productions and you're close to David Miscavige, you think that that's where it's the worst. And in some ways, that's true, but not always. I think I've said before, together with you, how shocked and taken aback I was by your story in Kelly Copters, and how your fathers somehow saw fit to apply Scientology to the very minutia and detail that made you feel guilty or attacked, or the fact that Kelly Copters labeled an SP. What I find so interesting about that is, believe it or not, my parents never forced Scientology down my throat. I know that sounds shocking, but it's the truth. Never once did my dad call me out ethics. Never once did he say you should do conditions. I didn't do conditions when I was a kid. And I'm just like, wow, how is it that these one group of people are the top of Scientology, Sea Org management, and they don't force that on their children? But in this end, these kids grew up in Scientology, and they've got these complete prick of parents that shove it down their throat. That whole contrast to me is like, what? And so, you know, I would love to talk about your story. because the more I know about it, the more I see about it, the more I can accept and be, let me answer. Leave it up so I can answer that.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound demanding. Please leave that up so I can answer that.
Leave that there. Leave it.
Now. It's just, it's so strange to me that happened, and exploring that for me is I think important for me to understand, and it's something that fascinates me psychology wise. No, Ronnie Miscavige was not my step grandfather. Ron Miscavige Sr. was my step grandfather. Guys, I was not raised by Ronnie and Biddy at all. Biddy stepped in a few times throughout my life to help me out and do things. Like the reason I got to the Int Ranch was because of her. The reason my little brother was able to be there was because of her. But no, Ron Miscavige Sr. was my step grandfather. But I have said, and I will always say this, even though Ron Miscavige Sr. was nice to me, he had a particular tone about him that was kind of nasty. And when Joe Rogan asked him if he thought that Dave Miscavige ended up the way he was, possibly because of the way he was raised by Ron Miscavige Sr., and he said he didn't think so, I completely disagree. I think Dave Miscavige is vile and nasty partly because of how Ron Miscavige Sr. was as a father. Look, Foster was a happy-go-lucky, easygoing guy. A lot of the personality you see from me comes from being raised by Foster. That's how he was. I do think Ron Miscavige Sr. was an abusive father, was nasty, was controlling, and I did not necessarily like being in his space that much. And I think Justin and I and Jen and I were raised in a starkly different environment because of that. My dad, Foster, was really a goofball, was not really mean, wasn't really nasty. And I think that helped a little bit with the environment I was in, because he was never, I got to tell you, he never was nasty to me. Not once. He didn't make derogatory comments. He didn't tell me I was less than what I should. He never got on my case about being that I should be better at something or not. Never. He let me do my own thing. And there's a lot to that, I think. There's a lot saying that he was that type of individual. I don't think that some of my other siblings got that treatment, and but that's for them to talk about. So no, I was not raised by that half of the family. Did not think Ron Miscavige Sr. was a really great person. I appreciate what he did writing his book. I think he has a great description of Dave Miscavige and really the minutia in which he does to control everything in his environment, which adds to the idea that anything that happens in Scientology, Dave Miscavige knows about, and he is a target and is someone, God, I hope he's someone that eventually ends up in jail. I really, really do, because he's just an evil, vile person. But yeah. I could go on for that in a while. But yes, he is, yeah. So we could do a whole video on that. And we probably should. When we talk about your dad, Reese, if you want to talk about that at some point, I would like to talk about parents and personality types and how that affects rearing a child. You know what I mean? I really think that's a key factor. I really do.
I would love to cover that. I know that you've always been very passionate about it, and I think that would be a great topic.
I think it would be a very good topic. I really do. I think it would be.
Yeah. It's again, I don't know why. I think it's kind of weird. I was more than willing to talk about Scientology the whole first year I was outed.
Mm-hmm.
And now for some reason, I'm assuming it's just stuff I'm working through, but sometimes it's not like I'm going to break down and cry. It's like a weird feeling I get. It's just hard for me. It's sometimes hard for me to go there. It makes me feel, it's a feeling of depression. It's hard to kind of revisit sometimes. And I had no idea it was going to come toppling down on me standing there at Flag. It just consumed me standing there.
Think completely right, Reese. I think you have to kind of move in at it and talk about it a little bit, but then you need to take a step back if it gets too much for you. I think you need to go in and out a little bit. And I think that's vital, because you cannot talk about it full time without it hurting your temperament or your space. And some people are different on that. Those of you that talk about it full time, good for you. If that's your healing process, that's you. I can't talk about negativity over and over and over and over again and keep my space happy, but I will do it to get the message out. But then I have to take a step back and I have to do something I love or something that's fun or talk to people I love. And I think it's vital to have a balance between those two, because going all in one direction can be difficult on different people. It really depends on where you were, how you were raised, and your temperament. I mean, we are all uniquely different in that regard. We can do different things and take different stuff for sure.
Such a good point.
Yeah,
Such a good point. And I think you and I are similar there. I've always
yeah,
liked that about you, Sterling, because I think you and I are very, there's just a lot of similarities between us. And that makes me think of even like the protesting. Like I super support it. I think it's amazing. But it was like just going to empty ghost town flag was hard for me. I can't imagine what LA would do to me. Like it just, it's heavier for whatever reason. I want to say the load now is heavier than it was when I was first outed. I
right.
don't know why that is. Honestly, if you have an answer for that, that'd be great to hear. It's harder for me now. I feel like it's like thicker mud to swim through than it was. I used to feel like, meh, I can do it, whatever. It's okay. It's light. It's okay. I can do it. It's now it's like, it's hard. It's kind of heavy for me. I'll do it. I can do it. It's just, it's more painful than it was. Why would that be?
I wish I could give you a professional opinion on that. I could only say that balance is key. But at the same time, the first time I saw a video of Aaron in flag and the streets were empty, something about that creeped me out so much that I did not
Yes.
watch another video of Aaron in flag. I don't know
Yeah.
what that was. I don't know what it was about that, what feeling it triggered, what happened inside me, but I just couldn't watch it. I can
There you
watch
go.
Aaron. I can watch Aaron all day long. I
Me
love it
too.
when he does content and talks about news and interviews other people. There's no better explanation about Scientology in the world than what Aaron did uh, um, with Lex Friedman at all. But
Oh, that was
watching
great.
someone
Yeah.
walk around an empty building like that with the lights turned on, something about it just went, no, 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 no. That's too dark for me. I don't know what it was, but it really creeped me out. And that's me personally. But it's interesting to see that it had some sort of effect on you as well. I mean, I guess it did. And yeah,
Do
I
you
saw
think
that.
it's
I saw that, by the way. That's a very interesting point.
Yeah, hippie chick,
Yeah.
it is. Do you think that it's because, like, I find that now more than ever, I've kind of I mean, obviously I'm going through therapy with it, but I unpack it, Sterling, but I'm also trying to forget about it. Like, it's not the norm for me anymore to think about it as much.
Yeah.
So, Scientology used to be so normal to me, like, the abuses, the things we talk about, I was like, "That's what I grew up in." I mean, it just doesn't seem as shocking to
Right.
me as it does to other people. And I wonder now, I feel like I've been on the outside long enough, those things shock me more now than ever. So, like,
Right.
going to flag, I didn't feel like, "Oh, this is home for me. This is normal for me." It felt more like, "No, this is not." I feel more like a normal person on the outside now, and I've made all these friends and, people who are real, you know what I mean? Like, they love you unconditionally versus conditionally in the church. So, I don't know, it's just I think I've seen too much of what being a non-Scientologist is, and maybe that's it. I don't know, but it's heavier than it used to be.
Well, it's interesting, Reese, is I first spoke out with Aaron um, almost almost what I want to say like 15 years after I left. You did it 1 year after you left. That's a drastic difference. I mean, I can't even imagine stepping into your shoes. You are still dealing with everything related to it. You have a son that's got a connection to someone that you used to love, that he used to love. So I wish I could speak to your experience, but it is drastically different. I spent 14, 15 years trying to forget everything. And then now I'm here live talking about everything. It's not easy. Again, it's not easy because, guys, it's so easy to do this when you're talking to friends and family in your living room on a Saturday night. But when you do it live with other people, it's not easy. So kudos to you for even doing that. Kudos to everyone, any content creator that's out here speaking about their story, what happened to them. And that's why I think everyone should give grace and understanding to every person, because also it takes people, anyone, a long time to come to grips with many different facets of Scientology and the organization, your part you played in it, and the effects it has on you. I mean, a lot of us want to pretend that it doesn't really affect us. I've got a family member who thinks it doesn't really affect me. Whatever, it's just what it is. I know that's not true because I see that particular family member all of a sudden react to stuff, and I go, there's no way you're reacting to that because of experience you had outside of the church. You must only be reacting that way because of something that happened inside the church. I tend to be able to look backwards and understand where mannerisms, where things, how I react to things may have something to do with my experience. But I'm not perfect. Sometimes I don't realize that that's what's happening. Sometimes I don't even realize. I've had people tell me, Sterling, if you could stop yelling at me. I'm like, I'm not yelling.
What?
Yeah, no, seriously. I'm not yelling. And to them, when I'm doing my work and I'm like, okay, I got to get this done. I'm like very like I'm getting this done, and my tone almost sounds like yelling. But to me, what yelling is what happened in the Sea Org.
Yeah.
And if you tried to do that out here, oh my God, you cannot get away with that.
Absolutely.
And so my tone of just being stern, some people take as yelling, and I'm like, wow, I wasn't even upset. So it's so funny how we I'm like, no. So yeah, guys, I'm probably gonna last half a season coaching Little League Baseball. They're gonna throw me out.
You make a really good point. The screaming that goes on in Scientology, I've
Oh my
never
God.
seen. I mean, I've only been out a year, but
Yeah,
I've never seen
you will never see
anything
it
like
again.
it. So
Yep.
it's so funny because, like, even I'm trying to think of something close to it, like when Jeff and I fight, which isn't all the time, but like, or if I get into an argument with someone, which doesn't happen either very often, all I can think though is like, this is nothing. Like, you're
Yeah.
going to have to do better than that, which is kind of sad, but it's like, all I can say, I've said this to Jeff so many times, like, brother, I was a Scientologist. Like, I have Kevlar on. I feel nothing.
It's actually
I mean,
funny. I would
they
sometimes
scream.
I'm sitting there thinking I'd rather have someone yell at me than the passive aggressive. I can't stand the passive aggressive.
I
I'm like,
hate passive
no,
aggressive. Yes, I would rather be yelled at too.
yeah, come at me. Just come at me because then we can handle it. The
Give
passive
me the
aggressive, I'm like,
best you can
no,
give.
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, give me your best shot because this is not. Yeah, I hate passive aggressive, but it's just so weird, like the
Yeah.
screaming and well, and I don't know if you witnessed. I mean, in my neck of the woods in Scientology, there was not just screaming, but throwing things. Like there were
Yeah.
chairs in the course room. The course room chairs were thrown all the time, just like chucked across the room, hitting tables.
Fax
It,
machines. Yeah.
fax machines flying. I don't know if you know this, but Dan O'Connor once said to me, because I was like, why do we have to scream like this? Why? Like, I hear fine. And he pulled out the admin dictionary once and he said, the reason we scream like this and the reason we throw things, and he pointed to the definition of impingement. And he was like, we're trying to impinge, we're getting your attention. And I was like, it's gotten, brother. Like, you don't have to throw objects and
Yeah.
scream, but it's so the norm. I remember it from the age of 4. Screaming is such a common thing
Such a
inside.
norm.
For me, it was in
And that's
Scientology.
another thing I say. Foster, my dad, my mom never screamed at me. And that's what I find so
Never.
never, never. Now, mind you, Barbara smacked me once across the face, and I don't blame her for that. She slapped me because we were in an argument about something, and I was being a little bit of a dick, and I turned to her and I said, "You're not my real mom, anyways." And she slapped me. And you know what? I gotta say, I deserved it for that statement. That was such a shitty thing to say to a person that spent so much time raising me. And
Yeah.
it's the only time where I'm ever going to say I was okay with that. And you know what's funny? I do laugh about that now. I'm never been, not once was I ever upset about that incident. That being said, have you seen Horrible Bosses?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if there should be like an exchange program where it's like, okay, I will fly to KC, and I'm not advocating violence. I'm not saying I'll do this, just so we can have that stated. But I almost sometimes think, wouldn't it be fun if we just sent each other to go smack the person that smacked us back? Like, I would send you to find Russ Bellin, who smacked me when I was at Golden Air Productions, and you could just kick him in the shin. And I'll go take Dan Connor, and I'll go take like a scanning machine, smaller, so I can throw it at him, and I'll just
Well,
throw
and
it at him.
it's 2024. It's going to be hard to find something vintage like that.
Well, Epson still makes a really nice photo scanner, and it's about yay big. And I think if I did like a spinning discus move, I could probably get it through a window or get it up to his height, or
Okay.
at least land on his foot. But I think we should Horrible Bosses it sometime.
Got to get to an Office Max.
Yeah, go to an Office Max.
Got to get an Office Max credit card.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, and I would do more than shin kicking. I assure you. It sounds like a good time to me. I would love to do more damage than that for you. And I know we would do that.
Kicking is a safe one, but hey, look, you could pinch him in the back of the. Have you ever been pinched in the back of the arm? Oh my God! You could punch me in the face and it'll be less painful than being pinched in the back of the arm. For those of you that are watching right now and going, that doesn't make any sense. Go ahead,
Oh no,
take
it
it,
hurts.
get right up in here and do a nice twist pinch, and you will scream in pain. It is the back
That
of your arm.
hurts. And my sister and I, when we would fight, we'd use our nails. So I would like dig my nails into her
Oh, the
skin. That
worst.
hurts too. Yeah. Yeah, Sterling, if we could legally get away, if it was legal, I know
Yeah,
that we would do that for each other. I would do that for you in a heartbeat. And I
absolutely.
know you would absolutely take care of Dan O'Connor with some sort of a office equipment.
Yeah, and I don't believe in hitting or yelling at women. I think it's a horrible thing. But I know Jenna has Anne Rathbun. I would figure out something to do to Anne Rathbun for Jenna for sure. Like, I had no experience with Anne Rathbun. She was horrible. But then Jenna would have to trade. She would have to do something to Jenny DeVach for me. And we just have to figure out what that is. Again, I'm not advocating any sort of assault or violence. Fax jitsu. Yes.
Flaky.
That is so
No,
good. I'm so glad I'm back so we can hear,
this is
um,
entirely hypothetical, guys. We're never
yeah,
going to do anything like this, but that was a funny movie.
that was a great movie. Abigail, I'm a procrastinator. I am so sorry. Guys, among other things, workload and everything else. I wasn't doing a whole lot of content, as you know, and that did not happen. I apologize. Thank you for chasing me up. If you do chase me up, I will make it happen. I do hear you have a wonderful blanket, but also don't pressure me, please. We're kind of speaking on here, and we need to do it in a safe environment at our kind of own pace. So we'll do that. I have to show this one. Just comment 2 words, rage room. I've heard about those. That could be fun.
They
That
have
could
like
be
an
fun.
axe throwing place in Kansas City where you can go throw an axe. Here's the thing, Sterling, and I was going to ask you this.
Yeah.
You tend to have more energy than me anyway. You're prettier than me. You have more energy than me. Here's the thing. I can only equate this to what I think of here. I don't drink because I've seen people drink and I see the effects of it and I'm like, oh, I don't ever want to be like that. This is the same thing. All that screaming and yelling, I got no rage left. Like, I don't want to scream anymore. If I fight with Jeff, who's, I say Jeff, I use him as the example because I don't live with anybody else. But if I fight with him, it takes so long to get me to even raise my voice. Like, he's got to do it for a long period of time for me to get angry enough. I don't want to do it anymore. It's so triggering for me to have to and start working up enough energy to do that. I'm like, it almost is like pot for me at this point. I'm like, like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I
I get
go
that.
the other way. I don't want to do it. I don't want to throw things. I don't want to hurt anybody. I've seen so much. I used to watch the veins pop out of my dad's neck when he would scream. He would
Really?
scream at us. Oh my God. My sister and I would talk about it. His eyes would get all red and it was terrifying from like a very young age. So I'm just kind of like, I think of it as an alcoholic because sometimes that's alcoholism can go both ways, like with family. Like, you can become an alcoholic if you're, I don't know enough about this to speak to it, but like I've heard it's a disease and things like that. So, or you either see it and you become one, or you see it and you go, I'm never going to behave that way. I'm never going to
Right.
drink. It's like an abusive parent, like I'm either going to grow up and abuse my kids or I'm never going to treat my kids that way.
Right.
That's how I feel. Like, I'm not continuing the pattern. I'm breaking it. I don't want to do that.
No,
How
I
do
mean,
you
that's
feel
amazing.
about that?
I mean, I have a hard time understanding abusive parents. I really, really do. I'm like, I it's something I don't understand. I don't understand how you can be abusive to a child. I don't get how you could get a child's innocent. A child is learning the world. Now, are there brats? Are there kids that can even be assholes? Absolutely. Absolutely. But they're still a
I
kid.
didn't have more than one. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can really understand that even with a child, if you laugh or smile, there's so much you can make them feel better about our handle. Or, even when I see kids today, if a kid gets injured or hurt, I'll give you a perfect example. Perfect example. A kid today during practice slid into home plate. He rolled up on his 2 fingers on his throwing hand. Everyone's surrounding him. Everyone's like worried. I walk up to him. I say, take off your batting glove. Let me take a look at this. So I start moving the fingers. I start going, okay, is there pain here? Is there pain right there? He's like, no. Oh, does it hurt when I move? Yes. Okay, good. So you know what? I look him straight in the eyes and I say, you're going to be good. You're okay. There's nothing that's broken there. I can pretty much tell just by moving your fingers, something broken. Let's put some ice on it, rest the hand a little bit, but do me a favor. And he looks at me with a smile and I say, don't slide into home plate on a practice. Save that for the regular season. There's no reason to be doing that right now, but you're going to be good. And the kid walked off and he was fine. A calming voice, a confidence, and talking to a kid like that makes all the difference in the world. And I guess only because I had that, I know that, and I'm grateful that I had that from my mom and my dad when growing up. But I think I don't understand how yelling or being abusive to a kid does anything. I don't. I just don't get that. And I understand. Yeah, it happens a lot, but I don't get it.
How you worked with that kid. I think that's so sweet. And I really feel like you need to have kids. You'd be such a good dad, but that's not my business, Sterling, but I love you. And I think you are so good with kids, but that is so sweet. It almost makes me want to cry because I'm thinking anytime I got injured, and see, it sounds like you didn't experience this. This is where it totally differs, even though we came from the same religion.
I know. It's crazy.
My father, if I got hurt ever, if I was ever sick, those veins popped out. He would scream. He was so angry and he would say, what did you do to pull that in? God damn it. And he would scream. And I remember shaking. I was terrified. Like every time I had the sniffles, anything, it was like, and we would go right up our overts and withholds, which is whatever you did to pull that in. He would have us go write those up. And it was scary because it was a young age that started all the way up till I was in my teenage years. But it does so I have a child now, you know that.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
I can't tell you how much of the opposite I have been as a parent every day of his life. You know, Huxley does anything, especially if he's bad, if he gets in trouble, if I get a call from the school, I am totally, I go that's what I mean. I go the opposite way. I don't feel anger. I don't get mad. And I tell him all the time, I'm like, Hux, you know, let's go through what happened here. And he'll even say like, are you pissed? I'm like, no, I'm not pissed. Cause being pissed, I know what that's like being a small child and that doesn't get you anywhere.
No.
So I'm like, I'm not happy with what happened. You know, I don't like the behavior, but I'm not going to sit here and scream at you and tell you how I'm so disappointed. And I mean, he's going to remember that. I remember those things. And I'm telling you, it hasn't helped me as an adult.
No, so many children have been harmed by negative parents. And you know what? It's like you can get a license to drive a boat or a car pretty easily. I mean, seriously, there should be some licenses every once in a while issued to be a parent, because when I hear about abusive parents, it really drives me crazy. You know, and I've worked for several families over the last 15 years. And again, I was always happy to see the people I worked for are so good to their kids. And, you know, I'm happy for that. And I'm happy to be part of that too, part of the families I've worked for and help them with that. But yeah, again, this is why I'm not lying when I say, I'm not making it up, that one of the reasons that attracted me to you, one of the reasons why Kelly Copter's story had such an effect on me was the fact I want to understand. I want to get how that's possible for a father to be that nasty to someone. I don't get it. But, you know, that being said too, you know, I've seen the way my little sister's raised her children, and I think it's fantastic. And the way that her ex-husband raised the children, I think is fantastic. That being said, my little sister's daughter is so much like Jenna. It's hilarious that the sassiness goes on, and it's something about her that always cracks me up. And I love the fact that, you know, that I'm talking to Jenna and she sends me videos of my niece playing volleyball, which just, I mean, brought such a big smile on my face to see that.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I love that.
You don't have to be a kid that's into sports to get my respect, though. I think that kids are into sports have a big place in my heart. But, you know, I think just kids are fascinating in so many ways, in the different things they learn and how they approach them. And I get to see it a lot, how the little things you do and how you lift them up makes a difference in their life later. And I think that's such an important thing. And I hate that in Scientology, that wasn't the case. It really wasn't. That does not mean that there weren't great parents in Scientology, because there were good parents in Scientology. But I think when a Scientologist parent weaponizes Scientology against their child, that is the worst possible scenario. And I think that happened a
Absolutely.
lot. Yeah.
And I think Barbara's correct here too.
Yes. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
that's yeah, that's the word that I would say was used most in my childhood, was just like, "What did you do?" And like I said before, like my dad
Yeah.
called me a bank all the time. I
Oh,
never knew
God.
what it meant. I didn't even know what it meant at the age of 5, but I remember it obviously was attached to something bad. And so it shame is the word that I definitely think of there, and it doesn't go away. You grow up with that for sure.
Yeah,
You know, I've
absolutely.
grown up with very low self-esteem and not thinking that others think highly of me or believe in me. It's taken me a long time to kind of unpack that and see that, okay, that was then, and that's not the case now. Like he's not here and not able to be ruling over me and being abusive like that. And none of those things were true. That's how he saw it. That's not how I need to see it.
Yeah.
You know,
And I don't know if you saw, because I do watch Kelly Copter stuff. I think Kelly Copter's
I
got
love her.
grace and dignity beyond her years. Um, even with everything that was happening, her approach to it, I thought, was admirable. It wasn't vicious, it wasn't nasty. It was pointing out the facts. But even when she read her letter from her father, which I got to give props to her dad for writing that letter, for putting it in writing and apologizing the way that he did and addressing that. And that's between her and her dad.
Yeah, totally.
But the way she described it and her heartfelt video on the subject, I thought was amazing. I really did.
I totally forgot to tell you this.
Yeah. What school record is this for? I got to know now.
He
High
broke a
jump,
record. He broke a record. Was it what
Denny's
was
missed
that,
school.
guys?
What is it?
Um, that was when I was in Clearwater. No.
Yeah.
He he kicks every day. He practices every day kicking football. And he broke the school record at his current school. He kicked a 35-yard field
What?
goal. And the
Please
previous
tell me
record
someone
was
got it on
25.
video.
Well, there were
Did,
3 coaches there, they might have, but the previous
please.
record was 25 yards, so he kicked 35.
Oh my God, that's amazing. And by the way, for all of you out there that are thinking it's easy to kick a field goal, it is not. I
I
can,
don't know what it means. I don't know what that means.
first of all, go out, take a football out somewhere and try to kick a field goal. And then you'll have so much more respect for anyone that kicks a football, because it is not easy. But a 35-yard field goal, that's amazing. That is
I can't
amazing.
believe I didn't tell you about that. Yeah,
First of all, I would please ask the coaches for a video. Someone had to be recording that.
I hope
Please.
so.
I
I
will
hope
post
so, but
it on I will post it on my channel just because I'm so excited about that.
his name is now up in the school, like, he broke the record, so yeah, that's really cool, and
That is
again,
so
I don't
cool.
know
Yeah.
anything about distance, numbers, football, sports, but, even Tommy said, like, that's kind of a big deal, like, that's
No, that
that's a lot.
that's a very big deal, and that is so cool. That is so cool. And since we haven't spoken since the Super Bowl, how happy was he with the Chiefs? Come
He was
on.
freaking out. He was freaking out. Yeah,
It was
he
a
was
great game. It was a wonderful game.
I thought they were gonna lose.
I'm not a 49ers fan. I wanted a good game. I couldn't have expected a game that good. I know the first half was boring, but the second half was exciting. I'm on the fence about Travis Kelce and his attitude and stuff, but you know what? Yeah, it was a great game. It's one of those things that I'm so glad I get to do and watch. Now we didn't get to watch the whole game when we were in the C organization. It kind of sucked, but I was happy it was a good game, and I was happy that Hux got his team. And I think I promised someone a jersey, didn't I? Yeah.
Don in Wyoming bought him a Lions jersey and sent it to him.
Lions jersey, but didn't I promise him a Chiefs jersey if they won?
No, you
Didn't
didn't make
I?
that promise.
Okay,
No, I
fine.
think you made the
Something
promise
else.
about the Lions jersey, but he was
Yeah.
really excited. The only thing that just was terrible was he was at the parade. Huxley went to the parade.
Oh, wasn't there a shooting?
Yeah, like 10, 12 people got shot, and a lot of them were kids. It was horrible.
I can't
It was
believe that's terrible.
really horrible. I really didn't want him to go to that. I don't like crowded places, especially for a kid to be in, and
Who did you go
that was
with?
terrifying. Jeff.
Okay. So Jeff was there. Okay.
Jeff was there, but it was really scary, and it was super sad. One of the people that died was a really young mother of 2 kids, and I have a hard time thinking with stuff like that. It was really sad. It's like such an eventful, fun, joyful day. Huxley said he got really close to Mahomes. He said, I almost got my football signed, but he said he did look at me. They made eye contact and he said he waved at me. And I said, that's so cool. I mean, that's what they look forward to. That's what kids are there for. It was really sad.
Yeah, the child in me can understand how he felt. I mean, even when I was growing up as a kid, I remember seeing the sports stars that I loved. Oh yes, you did, Huxley. I think you're making that up, Linda. Unless you can tag where I said that. I was going there, but Reese turned me down. Essentially,
Pretty sure he didn't say that. That's funny. That's funny.
I did promise something, but if I can't remember if it happened or not, but that's okay. Hey, look, just tell Hux that I'm so happy that the Chiefs won and that made him happy and that he's safe. Let's be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
It sucks that ruined it for everyone though. Like I wonder if they'll ever have a parade like that again. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know. That really does suck.
Yeah, really shook the whole city. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And as far as Kelsey, I don't know much about that guy, but I've never liked him. He's such a dick swinger to me. I really like Mahomes because he seems like such a family man, first and foremost.
Yeah,
Like he's
yeah.
super into his wife and kids, and I like that about him. And he doesn't seem super narcissistic. I don't know, something about Kelsey, I don't like his style.
Yeah. 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 I'm not a giant fan, but great athlete. And I've heard he's easier to understand when you watch his podcast. So I'm not sure. By the way, yes, I did see the Scientology. I did see the Scientology ad. I don't know if you saw it. Obviously it played local. I was at a friend's house, big gathering. And the ad came on and I turned to the two ladies behind me. I said, so you guys ready to join Scientology? And they both went, oh, hell no. I was like, okay, good answer. You got it right. They don't know anything about me. So I just had to turn and say that to someone. Yeah.
They don't have to pay taxes, but they can pay $1 billion for an ad.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. We'll not go there. I did see though, I was watching another content creator, nothing to do with Scientology. And he was talking about the whole tax exempt status thing. And it is pretty insane when you think about an organization that infiltrated the U.S. government in the late 60s and early 70s and was caught for doing so, ever got tax exempt status. Like Scientology should have been on a permanent banned list after that. How is that possible? How can any organization that infiltrated worse than Watergate? How does any organization like does the IRS not ask the FBI for advice on whether it should give? I guess they can't do that. That would be violating a religious principle. But that's got to be delved into a little bit more. Like that needs to be attacked a little bit more. Like what a hero, the current director or chief of the IRS. You would be the biggest hero of all time. People might actually look at the IRS favorably if you rejected Scientology's tax exempt status. Because how does an organization that infiltrates the US government get tax exempt status? Let alone all of our stories, let alone the trafficking, let alone the child trafficking, let alone the cover up of SA. How does an organization that infiltrated and spied on the US government get tax exempt status? Can someone answer that question?
No, but I wonder if it will happen in our lifetime. Abigail, that is so nice of you. I would say he's a large. That's nice of you. Don't feel obligated to do that. I just saw your comment and thought it's going to go away and I won't remember. But Abigail, that's really kind. Please don't feel obligated to do that.
Yeah. It's very nice of you.
Do you think it will happen in our lifetime?
I hope so. I only drink one margarita a week in hopes that I'll stay alive long enough to see that happen. But how nice would that be to see that happen? I mean, once that happens, they're done, Reese. They're done. There'll be little pockets of Scientology for the rest of time, but there won't be a giant organization run by Dave Miscavige. I mean, he's got enough money to run away and live the rest of his life happily. But then at that point, we could track him down. You know, we could find out where he's at, Costa Rica, wherever it may be, and actually go after him. Because guys, again, I want to point out, he is the only individual that benefits monetarily from Scientology. He makes way more. He makes more than 300 staff members make in a year by himself in Scientology. When everyone's supposed to be there February, when everyone's supposed to be there on the
That's so
same terms.
sweet.
Yeah.
Sarah, thank you.
Yeah, so much. It's something that drives me nuts. But you know what? You want to bounce on some questions, Reese?
Yeah, I do. Abigail, he would be a men's. Men's. Huxley buys. He doesn't wear anything youth anymore.
Yeah.
Sarah, that's
Huxley's a
really
lineman.
kind of.
Yeah. He's a
He's a big
yeah,
kid.
he's a big boy.
Sarah, that's so kind. She super chatted each one of us. That's really nice, Sarah. Thank you. Yeah, let me switch over to the.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put that on there. I meant to save it for later. Okay.
Okay. Blakey, so good to see you again, Sterling. He's been crying about it. He really misses you. Don in Wyoming. We must discuss football again. It's life. Okay. For you, it is Don. I get that. And for Sterling and Huxley. Thank you for super chatting, guys. Keela, I got to see the Viruses and Love It in Los Angeles yesterday. And then Jenna and Nathan, no Sterling. Sterling works all the time.
Yeah, Sterling works sometimes. It's one of those things I do.
Yeah. That's cool though, Keela. Yeah.
It was so cool to see Nathan out there with Jenna. It was so cool to see Nathan out there with Jenna.
Yeah,
Yep.
that is cool. I'll have to go back and watch that. Brittany, I've been waiting since.
No. Wow,
Brittany,
that's a long time.
That's a long time, but thank you, Brittany. That's cute. Blakey, it was an amazing tribute to every child raised in Scientology, a 75-foot long list of names who are still alive today, so including you and Reese, and sadly passed still inside.
The fact that she thought of that, I thought was amazing. And that she spent the time to put that list together was also amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very touching. That's the kind of stuff I really actually enjoy about the protests, like the touching, heartfelt things that make a difference, like rather than just shouting or, any of that. I like, those kinds of things more. I have a link to the photos from yesterday and last night. Kathy has a link. Okay, Keela. Thank you, babe. That's amazing. You must have started this. Could you please?
Yes. Joy of Cats. I saw that you said that. You know the joke on that one, right, Reese?
I've heard you say it with Aaron and I think you said, like, do you want me to tell that story? And Aaron was like, no.
Yeah, no, I'm going to tell it just because I love everyone in the chat. And it's such a fascinating story to me. So for all of you, buckle up. I don't know if you know how World War I started, but it's kind of a fascinating story. It started with the assassination of the Archduke Ferdinand in Austria, I believe was. Anyways, there was a parade and he was in the parade and some gentlemen got together and they decided they were going to assassinate him. Well, a number of ridiculous things happened before the parade started, and they kind of just botched the whole thing. Someone's gun wasn't working. Someone didn't get there at the right point. They didn't relay some message. So anyways, they were like, okay, screw it. We messed it up. We're not doing it today. Two of the perpetrators said, let's just go grab a coffee at a cafe somewhere. And we'll just, but one of those guys still had a gun on him that worked. Anyways, after the parade happened, the Archduke Ferdinand was in his car. It broke down and the driver turned onto a side street to fix the car. The side street happened to be the exact same street where the cafe was. So the two guys that botched the original assassination saw him pull up and was like, oh shit, he's right there. Walked over and shot him. And that was the start of World War I. The fact that happened like that, to me, I don't know how my brain works, has always been fascinating. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, they botched it, and then the car, that guy apparently was meant to die that day. I don't know how the universe works, but apparently that was supposed to happen that day. So
that's
it's always
a true story.
It's a true story. You guys can look it up. Unbelievable. The guy's car broke down at the cafe these two guys were sitting and having a coffee at. I couldn't believe it. I love history. It's one of the things I love reading about. So it's always a story that's interesting. And any of you guys that know Aaron, please take this clip out and email it all to him so he gets an influx of emails of me telling this story.
Sterling, don't do that.
No, please do it. Please do it because it's one of my favorite stories. But anyways, yes, that is the Archduke of Ferdinand story. But anyways, there we go.
I've heard you talk like you're going to say it and then you never do because Aaron cuts you off.
I told it once because him and Mike Brown seemed annoyed by the story because sometimes I give too many details. But that's it. I'm sorry. I'm telling that. Every time someone asks that and I'm on a live, I'm going to make an effort now to tell that story. And by the way, Archduke Ferdinand and the assassins, nothing to do with Scientology, just to be clear, in case anyone thinks that.
That's
Zero
wild,
to do with
though.
Scientology. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. I mean, can you imagine the car broke down in front of the people that were going to, anyways, it's crazy. Yeah.
And it's crazy. And it's crazy. I didn't, never heard it before.
And a lot of people haven't. It's kind of like I loved reading about World War I, World War II when I was in Scientology for some reason. So I used to just read encyclopedias about the subject. So that's me though.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know anything about it, but
Yep.
we know that.
Yep.
Brittany, yeah, PTSD, Reese, you relive it. Yeah, that's when we were talking about flag. Yes, thank you for your super chat, babe. Bison 5360. Did you see Pearl Snappy yesterday yelling Davy's name? She was great. Too bad Leah our lawyers could not serve Davy papers. I didn't see that.
I didn't, but I heard about it, and that's fantastic that someone's voice got out there loud enough to say that at somewhere where actually Dave was. I love that. I love that because he's going to feel that. You know, that's going to be something that sticks and hits.
That's what I mean. It's like you and I aren't out there doing it, but I really applaud the people who are.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
absolutely. Good job, by the way, if he heard you.
Thank you, Sam Fibrofox, for your super sticker. Blakey, I got the feeling the entire town was in on it, either waiting for the jump or rotting in their homes. It was like atmosphere just died. Is he talking about flag, probably?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think he is.
I got that feeling too, Blake. Tracy Franklin, what were your thoughts on Matt's response to Helicopter? You starred that.
I think I covered that because then we ended up covering it. I thought, again, I think the way that Helicopter addresses things, she's factual, but not overly emotional. She's not nasty. She's not trying to tear someone's heart out, but make an actual point. I am always shocked and will continue to be shocked by certain people's responses to things from the aftermath. I don't understand why a conversation, a logical conversation, could not just be had and get this resolved. Because again, I still do believe the aftermath is a valuable asset and can help a lot of people. I also believe that Mike Rinder should step down from the board of the aftermath, not because I hate Mike Rinder, because I don't hate Mike Rinder, but because he's not the right person for that job. They need to restructure that board with a variant of different people, a myriad of different people that have some experience doing that stuff. That does not negate the job that people like Claire have already done at that. I think she did a great job. Yeah. All you have to do is listen to Mike Brown's story about how instrumental Claire was in helping with Rosemary's escape. So I think it's something that can be resolved and should be resolved. And I think Kelly Copter's advocating for that in the right way. And I appreciate her message, her response, and her tone and the way she does it.
I love Kelly Copter.
Yeah.
Like, love her. I like what she does, but I actually really like her on a friendship.
And I think you guys should do a live together if you ever get a chance.
I think we should too. Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to explore this more now than ever. I'm going to reach out to some people. Different situation from Dawn in Wyoming, but the yelling we grew up with made me loud. So I just say I'm speaking, emphatically. I don't argue verbally with my child or husband. Yeah, I get that too. People who grew up in like a louder household, that's not the same thing. And I know what you're saying. Like, that makes sense, Dawn. Sterling, I did attempt to chase you up regarding the cruise, sent you an email.
Yes.
Don't want to be pushy.
No, and Chow, I think I asked you to follow up on me. So please understand that I don't mean that about you. I do appreciate you following up with me. I promise I will answer that email this week. Work, weather, rain in California, believe it or not, does affect my workload. And so it's been kind of crazy for the last couple of weeks. And again, I do appreciate you gently nudging me. I really do. Abigail as well, just, please don't take it that I meant anything or any anger towards you in that. Just know I will get to it, but I appreciate you following up with me. And I'll get to it at the right time. So both you, I appreciate, because I know that you're subscribers and I know that you tune into all this stuff, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you so much.
A lot of people ask me about you in particular going on the cruise, and I've just said I don't know, other than Sterling's using a lot of his time off this year for family. So
I am actually. I'm trying to do a whole family trip in Chicago this year. And then I'm going to try to swing by Kansas City as well. And I have promised a number of times to my Swedish friends that I was going to go visit them in Sweden. And that's very enticing because I have a place to stay there when I go there. So it's just the price of the ticket. So that's probably what I'm going to do this year, but I'm not sure yet. Never say never. never say never. But yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. And nobody's going to be upset about it. There will always be more cruises. I would
Yes,
love
for
seeing
sure.
Reese and Sterling and the crew doing an escape room. I
I
wouldn't.
put that in there because I love escape rooms.
I'm sure you do.
How fun would that be to do that and then video record it, guys? Guys, if you really want to find out who your friends are and how they react to things and how logical they are, take them to an escape room. It is unbelievably entertaining. I mean, even myself, sometimes people look at me like, what are you even thinking, Sterling? Why are you even going there? It's unbelievable where your mind leads to when you're trying to figure out a puzzle to get out of a room. It's crazy. But if you don't do escape rooms, you should try them. They're kind of fun. You're not actually trapped in them. So for anyone that gets triggered by that, you can just use the radio and get out anytime you want. But I do love escape rooms. Yeah.
Okay, well, we love that for you. That's a good journey.
You don't want to do
Chaotic
it.
bleach, nope. An axe doesn't remember the tree, but the tree remembers the axe. Kids live with the scars by their parents swinging their verbal axe around. Absolutely,
Yeah.
Alex. Chaotic bleach. Yeah, so true. Dawn, that is amazing, Hux. My love, I know. I mean, again, I don't know anything about distances, geography, football, but it sounded cool, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think you need to get the video so we can show. I will post it on my channel if you get the video. Absolutely.
Okay, I'll try for that. Sam Fibrofox again. Thank you for your super sticker, friend.
Yep.
Sharon, Serendipity Sterling story fascinates me. First time hearing. Yeah, he does have an amazing story and quite the family tree.
Yeah, apparently. Oh,
Oh,
this one
Sarah.
again. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Sarah. That was from Sarah for both of us.
Yeah.
That was so nice, Sarah. You must have started this. PJ Mack. I agree with both of you on Travis Kelsey. I don't watch football, but I found their podcast and found both brothers to be family first people after this tantrum on the field at Super Bowl was scary. I've heard good things about the podcast too.
So have I.
I
And I
love
think
his
that,
brother. I love
yeah,
the brother.
the brother's hilarious. I mean, that guy is like, I think Travis gets a little bit of a bad thing because he's so connected to, I'm forgetting her name. Can you believe this?
Taylor Swift.
Thank you, Taylor Swift. I like Taylor Swift. I think she brings a good message. I don't listen to her music that much. It's not really my style. But I do understand football fans and that they don't like these two worlds coming together a little bit. But at the same time, I think she's respectful.
Oh,
So
I
I'm
agree
kind of
completely.
I'm torn a little bit about him, but I do believe. Look, at the guy also came from a down to earth mid roads family somewhere in Middle America, and they made something of themselves by working hard too. And so you got to respect that a little bit too. He wasn't a trust fund child. He didn't get money handed to him. He had to work his ass off to get where he is. So I appreciate that. I do actually.
Yeah.
Really
And
do.
I've never listened to Taylor Swift music. I mean, I've heard it. I have to be honest, I think it's fairly basic. Like her voice seems nothing where I'm like, wow, that's amazing. But I think she's an artist. And
Yeah.
I think I can't really comment on her music. I don't listen to it, but I think she seems like a really down to earth girl. I love how like she gives a lot of her money away. She spends a lot of money on bonuses for her staff. I know she's a
I
huge
saw that.
animal lover. Yeah, and she seems extremely respectful. I saw something about how all the people coming in to like serve food in the booth, the thing she was in the Chiefs stadium, like she was giving out $100 bills. I love that when someone's really wealthy and famous.
And
That's why
if
I'm
you've seen,
poor because I would
yeah,
give
if you've
people
seen her
money all the
concert,
time.
she goes out of her way for cancer patients, for children. She'll meet them on the stage and do that sort of thing. In a world of celebrity, I think she's way up on the list of. She's not a diva. She's way up on the list of people that really treat people fairly and are nice. And I think that says something about her. I have a lot of
Viv
friends like
Ross,
cookies. Yeah.
I think we heard I don't know, please learn to look at the chat comments. Thank you, Viv, for your thanks for that.
I don't think people understand until they're sitting back here, Reese, how many comments go up there. And I
Yeah.
always feel bad that I didn't get to everyone because sometimes there's great questions in there, but you can't track them all.
You can't track them all, and you cut people
No,
off sometimes, and no one's
and I
being rude,
wish.
Viv, so
Yeah, I
move
wish we
on.
could. We really do try, by the way. We really do try. We
Yeah.
really do try. Yeah. Yeah.
There's no need to comment on that, though. I mean, Sterling and
Yeah.
I
No,
love
there's
each
not.
other. That's silly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fancy Nancy. Rain virus. Sterling, so good to see you again. Your sister Jenna is a doll. Just want to put her in my pocket. She is
And
cute.
I tag that because I do think Jenna could fit in your pocket. Just depends on how big your pants are.
She is a little bit of a Polly Pocket.
She is a little bit of a Polly Pocket. Yeah, yeah. No, I love seeing her out there. She had a big smile. I love seeing Nathan with her. I know Nathan felt comfortable hanging out with her and talking to her that whole time. I spoke to Nathan today about it. So that, I was happy to see that. I was happy to
I
see that. Yeah.
I would like to talk with Jenna sometime. She looks really cute. Like
Yeah,
she looks like somebody I would like to talk to.
you would enjoy it. I can almost guarantee that. Yeah,
Yeah,
you would enjoy
I
talking to
like
her.
her.
Yeah.
Did you must have started this one. Wouldn't it be
Yeah.
cool if US citizens could file lawsuits simultaneously around the US, the IRS to get it removed? Yes.
That would be
Yes, that would
awesome.
be. Yes, it
That would be
would.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it would. That's cool. Nathan looks like you.
Yes, I agree with that. He does. Guys, if you didn't see the video yesterday, he definitely does look like me, or I look like him, or however you want to word that. It doesn't make any sense because we have different moms, same dad, but we don't look like our dad. So I don't know. I think my parents still have a little bit of explaining to do on this whole thing. I don't think we were told the full truth about our I don't know what it is. It's so weird. Yes. Someone pop this one
Um,
up here. 10 to 12. 10 to 12. I'm an assistant coach, guys. I'm an assistant coach. I mostly do base running, outfielding, and teaching people how to catcher position. So I kind of specify on that stuff, not the whole general thing, which is what I love doing because I'm a big fan of baseball, and I watch a lot of baseball and I pay attention to that. So teaching kids all the little tricks and things they can do
so
to
cute. That
be
is
better.
so cute.
I enjoy doing. I'm kind of fun in it. Fun.
I
I have a
bet
lot
you
of fun
are.
with it. Yeah, yeah,
You are the
yeah.
perfect person for that. It's so cute. By the way, this makes me like Taylor Swift even more. Gave money to the victims of the parade.
Oh, I did not know that. No, and
I
she
neither.
also gave some like 50 million to all the roadies on her. She's look. I have no complaints about her
I don't
at all.
either. I don't
Yeah,
know why anybody would, honestly.
yeah.
Sterling left Scientology. Tell him to quit working 7 days a week.
I do work a lot, but guys, I love my job. I work for some wonderful people. And so I'm willing to put in that time. They give me so much space and room to do what I want, but I'm also very dedicated. So I will move my schedule around to make that happen. But guys, I'm happy at my job. It's one of the things that make me happiest in my life.
Yeah.
I've been so blessed to have that for a long time. And so, yeah, I'm here. I can do this because of the people I work for, and they support me 100%. Just so you know. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. Yeah.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. And I knew that about you.
Yeah.
Sam Fibrofox, thank you again for your super sticker, friend. Atkins in Texas. I forgot to super chat last time, but now I have absolutely nothing interesting to say.
I love Atkins in Texas.
That's okay, Atkins in Texas. We love you. That's so nice. That's so kind. And I think Pearl maybe got a yell and writes as little Davy was stopped in his speech and crowd was quiet. You can see the
Oh,
fumes of.
nice. I get that.
That's amazing. Thank you
That's
for super
amazing.
chatting us. In
Yeah.
other words, stop nagging me. Did
Yeah.
you star that?
No, yeah, Tampa B man wrote that after I talked about to Abigail and Chow Yun Smut, so don't worry about it. I wasn't upset, but
I know. So in other words, stop
that's not
nagging
what
me.
I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Come on. Look at that's not what I'm saying. Ask Reese. When I'm direct, I'm pretty direct. So that's not what I'm saying. But
That's
there we go.
correct.
Thank you so much.
He is very direct. He can be very direct. Sterling, I'm very good at putting together org charts. I'll attempt one of your family and send it to you. Abigail,
You know
that's
what?
really kind.
That's a great idea. That's a wonderful idea. And Abigail, if you did that, I would love that.
Yeah,
I would love that. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
really nice, actually. Boda29, the real icon is Jason's wife, Kylie. They seem like a really cool couple. Just like super chill,
Oh,
normal
Jason
people.
Kelsey's wife. Yeah,
Yeah.
she won't even wear Chiefs gear, which I love. I don't know if you noticed that. She
Uh-uh.
won't. She won't wear Chiefs gear. She'll wear her college gear or something like that. But she seems amazing. Yeah, yeah.
She does. They just seem like super down to earth people. I
Yeah,
love that when someone's famous and just like the fame doesn't matter. They just act like
yeah,
normal
easy
people.
going, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Biddy, Jenna, Sterling, Nathan, all twinning.
I don't think so, guys. I don't think Jenna and I look anything alike. I just think Nathan and I look alike. Jenna does not look like Justin. I don't look like Justin. I don't understand it necessarily. But yeah, Nathan and I do definitely look alike. People think we're brothers whenever we travel anywhere. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel bad. I'll have to go back and watch this to take a look at him. And you have dinner with him tonight.
Okay. I
That's
do.
cute. That's cute.
Aaron told him he's better looking than Sterling. No, that was actually Laura FM that said that. I disagree, especially since you told the Archduke story.
I love
That's
Joy of
funny.
Cats. That
That
is
is
funny.
funny. Yeah, yeah.
That's nice, Brittany. This is the chat I needed. You both are inspiring. Brittany, we love you. I love when I see you in the chats.
You know what's so funny? Jenna does look like Biddy so much. Maybe because I'm so close to both of them, I don't see that. I've been her mannerisms are a lot. They're a lot alike, but I don't. It's so funny. I don't see that. Nor do I think I look like Jenna at all. But again, like who knows,
I
right? I
kind
mean,
of see it. I see it a little bit. I see it a
you
little
do a
bit.
little
It's
bit.
not,
That's
yeah, a
interesting. 'Cause
little bit.
I don't. I really don't. But that's just that's just me. It's funny how, yeah, it's funny how you don't see that. Maybe someday I'll have Justin on and you guys will see that. But yeah,
I would love if you had him on.
yeah,
And that's so sweet. We so missed you, Sterling. I love Shelly.
yeah. She's a sweetheart.
You're
Atkins in
cute.
Texas. I don't disagree with you on much Atkins in Texas, but this I have to disagree with you on. I don't see it yet. I don't. I don't.
I
Yeah,
see a
we need
little
side
of
by side
Jenna
photos. I
and
have to pull one of those up.
Reese.
Yeah,
That's
I see a
crazy.
little. I see a little. Okay, now we're going just a stretch. Well, you know
That's
they're
kind
not
of, yeah.
related, right?
Yeah, that's kind of far. That's kind of far. I would like to meet Jenna in person sometime. She does seem like a really cool girl. I like her.
You would dig her. I think you guys would get along. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. And I
I think
can't wait to talk to, go ahead.
no, I think you guys should do a live together. It would be fun to see your guys' faces next to each other because then you guys would really. I mean, you guys do look alike. You're both female.
I think
Uh,
I would love to talk to her, but I'm really excited to talk to Miriam.
Yes, that's oh god, I can't wait to do content with her. I'm saving up my whole 1984 thing for Miriam. We are going to delve into that book and how it's a manual for how to run the Sea organization. It really is. So much so I can't wait to do that with her. Polly Pocket, is that a real thing, Reese?
Yeah, Polly Pocket was a little toy when I was little, I think.
What?
I kind of remember it. Yeah, Polly Pocket. It was like a little thing.
Wow.
I liked
Okay.
Polly Pocket and Strawberry Shortcake and My Little Ponies. I was very girly even then. Amber, Sterling, if you come to Illinois, dinner's on me and my husband. Same to Reese. We'd
Wow.
love to see you guys. That's sweet, Amber.
I don't know if you're going to say here, Amber, but what part of Illinois? Or at least, are you how close to Chicago are you? Don't bring up your
Don't worry, Linda. I won't. I don't bring them up with Sterling. I'm not going to bring them up with Jenna.
That might not be a great idea.
Mm-mm,
But
mm-mm.
anyways,
That's for a solo show.
yeah, yeah.
This was so
Oh
fun. Are
wow.
you going to be able to make this a thing again, or are you gonna?
Unless I'm traveling in beginning, I'm traveling in the middle of March. But we can still do something. No, I want to make this a thing. Absolutely. Every once in a while, I end up working on Sundays rather than Saturdays. But it's not usual. So absolutely. But I do have a pickup in my schedule with obviously with the baseball. That's 3 days a week now. So it's 2 practices and then the league. But no, I think I should still be able to make it. I think I should. I will. Let's put it this way. I will try my hardest to do so.
I would love that.
Because I've missed it. I've missed it. Yeah.
I've missed it. And guys, so the people watching, because how many? We have over 1,200 people in here.
Yeah.
My people who are subscribed, I think YouTube is unsubscribing quite a few of you. Make sure you're subscribed. If you want to be to my channel, Relatable Reese, and then also Sterling. I always find you when I look you up. I always look you up under your name, but I forget the name of your actual channel.
Leaving Scientology, loving life.
That's why I forget it because I just think of Sterling Tompkins. So sorry. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. So go over to Sterling and subscribe because he's almost to 12,000. I'm almost to 20,000. It's ridiculous how close we both are. And it's a big deal. We want to keep spreading the word.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. If you do not like the tone of my voice, you do not have to. But I
So
do hope
true.
I did. Whoa,
If
Reese,
you
you're not
hate
supposed
my
to say
face, no, I was gonna say, if you hate my face, don't subscribe. If you don't like anything about me, I'm not one to be like, subscribe to me. Please don't. Stay
yeah,
away. Don't
yeah.
come by. We don't want you there. Uh oh, I love Joe Virus. I love that guy so much. And his wife Rain. See, there she is. Mm. Okay, yeah, I love ice cream too, Rain. I wish you guys were going on the
Oh,
cruise.
I love ice cream.
S I
But
do too.
cookies,
There's
cookies are my
Skipper.
favorite. Cookies are my favorite.
Cookies? What
Yeah.
kind?
Chocolate chip. I actually was talking to I was talking to Miriam, and she had heard of my cookie story where I at the ranch I kind of flipped the tray of cookies and it just pelted the adults table. And she actually asked me to tell that story again, and she was laughing on the phone so hard, and I was like, well, I didn't think anyone cared about that story, but it is a little bit of a insight to my personality. You take my cookies away, I mean, like, game over, man. Game over.
Wow.
It's so bad.
And it's just
Um,
it's just a chocolate chip is your fave?
chocolate chip, and then I will have a glass of milk with that every day if I could. Yeah, I love
I
chocolate chip
think
cookies. Why?
I love
You're
chocolate.
saying it like they're not the best
No,
cookies.
no, no, I the milk part grossed me out. I love
Oh,
chocolate chip. I would sit with you any day and eat one, but I gotta say I love sugar cooks.
sugar. Oh no, I don't. Chocolate chips.
What?
Yeah, no.
I'm kind of
Yeah,
upset right
sorry.
now. Okay, alright.
Did you
Um,
hear? Did you? I heard someone. I heard Laura Font. Do y'all hear Aaron slipping down his milkshake? Someone mentioned it last night. It was pretty funny because, oh, hey, look who's here. The cookie incident. I tagged that. Aaron was
where have
apparently
you
eating.
been?
I know,
I
right? Aaron was apparently eating cookies while his mic was on, and a bunch of people are like, "That's gross." I couldn't hear it when I played back a few sections. I couldn't hear him chewing, but I guess some people could. So,
Aaron
um,
eats a lot. He likes to eat.
yeah, he's an eater. But yeah, cookies,
Um,
guys. If you send me cookies, I'm gonna get fat. I'm sorry. Please don't send me cookies.
I
Yeah,
don't
Girl
get
Scout cookies.
addicted to cookies like that.
I'm
Girl
sorry if
Scout
they're in
cookies are
my
for
house.
sale.
My only control, Reese, is I don't stock the stuff. I don't
Hi,
stock things.
Gretchen.
Yeah, I,
Wait, wait,
I will.
wait, wait.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Ooh, Thin Mints.
Really?
Yeah, I
I
like the
didn't see
mint
that for
chocolate.
you.
Yep.
Okay. All
Yep.
right. All right. Um, yeah, I'm kind of a sugar cook. I like sugar cooks. Somebody super chatted, Skipper. Yeah, thank you for resubscribing, Skipper. I love what
Skipper's.
Blake said here. If anyone subscribes to just to be mean, you can catch these hands. Blake doesn't F around with us, Sterling. He is like
No,
the
no, he's
ultimate bouncer. He's the
he's
bouncer of the
amazing.
chat. It's
Yeah, yeah.
hardcore. Say Joe Virus. Please say Joe Virus and Rain Virus. I love those two. Um, hot.
Yes.
Oh, Shelly. Yeah, you're now
Oh
that's
my
right.
God, fresh out of the oven, fresh out of the oven. I mean, I used to buy the Pillsbury dough ones where you would get them in a tube and you would cut them and then put them. Oh my God, I remember that. My dad used to do that with me. It was so good. It was
Yeah,
so good.
that is good. That is good.
Yeah. I'm
Jeepsy
like
Soul. Love that. Thank you, babe. That's so kind. You
I'm like
agree?
I used to love the Cookie Monster too in Sesame Street. He was one of my favorite when he would just stuff him and the Swedish Chef are my two favorite characters from Sesame Street. So
Of course they were. That sounds right. That
yeah,
actually adds up for you. I could see that.
makes sense, right? I'm the bird, it's in
I
the bird, and Gerda Durden. Yeah, I do tease my Swedish friends about that.
I'm
Um,
sorry, what? See, I didn't watch Sesame Street clearly near as much because I don't even know who this person is that you're quoting.
you don't know the Swedish Chef? You are
No.
missing out on one of the more educated and refined skits in all of TV history if you don't
It
know the
sounds
Swedish
like
Chef.
it because I could understand every word you just said. What did he say?
Horn the bird, skirt and dirt and string the bird. Oh, please, guys, please, someone send a link to the Swedish Chef on YouTube. Come on. It is the
I've
best thing
never heard of
ever.
this in my life.
Oh,
What
right.
is going
Swedish
on?
Chef was the Muppets. I'm sorry. Muppets. Swedish Chef is the Muppets. Cookie
Oh.
Monster is the other. My
Yeah,
apologies,
because
guys.
I
I
was
got
gonna
that
say
wrong.
I watched some Sesame Street and that character does not ring a bell for me.
It does not. How about the Count Dracula? You know the Count
Yeah, I
Dracula.
love the Count and I
Okay.
loved Snuffleupagus. Hi, Bert. Yeah, okay.
That's right. Reese is younger. I forgot about that, guys. You're right. You're totally right. I don't even know
Swedish
how I got to
Chef?
watch Sesame Street, but I did. I don't know how that happened. So
I don't either. Like,
yeah,
that's really strange. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's I liked Bert and Ernie.
Yeah, they were awesome too. They were awesome too.
Mhm, mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
Swedish Chef was on the Muppets. Yes, he was.
Sterling,
Yes, he's the best.
I feel like I need to see it one more time.
Heard it in the morning, Kirsten Durden, it's so good. Like you could watch. It's like ASMR. What ASML? What is it? What guys? What's the thing? I could watch it for hours.
What are the
But
words to that? What are you saying?
the whole joke is that it's not any words at all.
Ugh,
That's awesome, Rain Virus. It's not any word. Right when we're done, you need to log on Swedish Chef and just watch it. It's
oh
amazing.
my god.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing, but I think the best is coming from you. That's the
But
best thing I've ever seen.
he'll like flip a pancake and it just flies. Like he's not actually doing any cooking. It just goes everywhere. It's all over the place. It's so good.
I need to see it. I guarantee you somebody's probably already sent it to me. Yep,
Probably.
chaotic bleach did. Don't worry. I knew
Yay,
it.
good. It's so good. If you guys missed out on that, please. I don't know how I got to watch some of the Muppets when I was a kid, but I did, and it was unbelievable. I love the Muppets. And Cookie Monster. And yes, Atkins in Texas. Oscar the Grouch was also one of my favorite. I love that he lived in a trash can. Was amazing.
I loved Oscar the
Amazing.
Grouch. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way,
Yeah. Oh, you know who my
friend?
favorite?
Was he?
Grover.
Grover. Okay.
I loved Grover. What about your Swedish friends?
They don't love my impersonation of the Swedish Chef. They don't think it's that funny. I do it every time we go to a restaurant.
I think it's absolutely hilarious, and I hope that every time we do a live together, you start it off that way because that's the best thing I know. I don't know anything better.
I'm gonna bring up a clip next time. I just have to. I'm sorry. I just have
That's
to.
just please, that's absolutely unbelievable, to
Oh,
be honest.
Beaker's amazing too, by the way. Beaker's amazing too. Yeah. Oh, here, let me pull this up. Amanda Deer 80812. Guys, remember, we can't catch everyone. I did see this, but I wasn't able to click it. I asked earlier and may have missed your response. Did you know Curran and Rachel Feshback? Clearly not. Clearly not. I don't know those names. I know the Feshback last name. I don't know who those two are.
I was gonna
Sorry.
say I know the Feshbacks, but I don't think I know who that is.
Oh, I definitely know the name. Definitely know the name Feshbacks.
Wasn't there Kathy Feshback? Was it Sam Feshback? I can't think of
I only ever met, I think, the daughter of one because she was at Golden Hour Productions, and then the one that ended up marrying. No, I didn't met the one that married Tommy Davis. I didn't know. I knew enough. I don't know if she was a cousin or something. There was two Feshbacks that were at Golden Hour Productions. I knew them. That was it. But I've heard. We'll cover that in another video. We'll cover that in another video. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have
I have
dinner
to verify
plans.
that. I won't say something I can't verify.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Guys,
Animal is also awesome. I agree. Animal is amazing. Amazing.
I do know who that was from the Muppets. I remember Animal.
Yeah, he was great. Jessica, where is this? Did I get the right one? No, here it is. Jessica Fessback. I did not know her. I think I knew her sister, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah. It's time to start the music. It's time to light the lights. Elmo. I didn't grow up with Elmo. Did you grow up with Elmo?
I loved Elmo.
Okay. I did not know Elmo. When I first left and it was like Elmo, I'm like, okay, sorry, I only follow the OGs, like Cookie Monster and those. Well, Elmo Sesame Street?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I didn't follow. Yeah.
I loved Grover though the most. I
Yeah.
had a little Grover doll that I loved so much. I loved Grover. What is Joe Virus saying? I'm too shy to protest, but I did educate someone who was going to the Poop Bell restaurant and ended up saying, "Fuck, I'm never going back." What is that?
I think he's talking about Poubelle, the La Poubelle.
What is that?
That's the restaurant I think that Danny Masterson went to.
Oh, see, I know nothing, guys. I don't know anything. Poop Bell?
Oh, this is an interesting question. Neen Polite. Question for Sterling. Has Nathan watched your lives? If so, how does he feel about them? Curious on it if he compares how Justin reacts. That's a great question. And I did speak to him about that. He's not watched a lot of them. He watched one or two, specifically the one I did with Aaron about him. And he actually disagreed with me about a lot of facts that I covered in there. And I'm totally open to that. We had a little bit of an argument, very pleasant argument, not a nasty argument about it. But it was funny that he remembered one instance, which I'm not going to cover because it would get too long, a certain way. And one of his friends remembered it the same way as him. I then pointed out to him that just because you and a friend remembered it one way doesn't mean that that's guaranteed to be the way. But I'm never going to make a statement that I remembered it perfectly, because I know memory is fallible. So we can get the general idea. Some of the details we may get wrong. He has watched it. I don't know that, I don't know his opinion on all of my videos. I don't think he's watched them, but he's commented on a few of them. Not the same as Justin, though. Definitely not the same. They're different in a lot of ways, Justin and Nathan.
That was a good question. The Muppets Raised Me. Are the Muppets from the 70s? They must be more 70s.
I think they started in the 70s and then moved on in the 80s and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
The Muppets, that's awesome. The Muppets Raised Me. There was one other question I saw in here. I'm looking for it again.
Hats off to you. I'm going to try to watch people's content more. I think it's important, and I need to educate myself a little more on it. It's just been heavy for me to watch some of that stuff, but I'm going to try. But it's definitely never, ever been a fact of like, I don't support them, or, I don't have time to watch people. It's not that. It's just a lot of times it's hard for me.
Yeah. It depends on your workload. You have a kid who kicks 35-yard field goals. I mean, that takes a lot of attention.
Actually, he does take up a lot of attention in a very good way. I like giving him my attention. So yes.
In an awesome way.
Yeah.
In an awesome way. Yeah. Oh, there's Neem Polite. Blake Reed, I've never seen Wild Thornberries. Sorry, I don't know what that is, but I got to check that out now that you mentioned it. Burke to Bird and Dur to Irvin. She does so well. Oh.
I love that, Sterling, and you do it with this.
No, look at my Swedish friend. One of them's a private pilot. He flies a private jet. He's also my tennis partner. He's also one of my closest friends, and he's hilarious. But I just don't I don't think they know about it that much over there. It's not really something they see. So they're like, what are you even talking about, dude? I need to send them a clip of it so they understand it. But Swedish are really chill people. They don't really get offended that easily. So they don't care. I don't offend them at all when I do it. But they make fun of me as an American all the time. So here, this was a question. Raising Nathan. What do I mean by that? And I spoke to Nathan about this actually this morning. So it's interesting that we talked about it. But my parents were in the Sea organization, and so they worked a lot. There was times when we had family time before it got canceled, but Nathan was attached at my hip. So even when I was with my older friends, Nathan was with me. When I played baseball, Nathan came with me. And then when he joined T-ball, I would go bring him to T-ball. I would coach him. Nathan was always in my environment. I loved having him near me. When I went to the ranch, he stayed in LA, and I later on, asked my mom, Biddy, if Nathan could come to the ranch, and she made an arrangement for Nathan to come to the ranch. Part of that was because there was a shooting in LA next to the Blue Building. It was unsafe. And so I had asked her for a favor to please, because they had stopped letting people come to the ranch, the Int Ranch. And I said, I would really like my little brother to be with me at the ranch, even though his parents were still in LA. So she arranged for him to come up there. So Nathan was always in my life, even when we would travel home on the weekends and Rosemary would pick us up. Rosemary wasn't asked to pick up Nathan. She was asked to pick up Jenna and Justin. Mike then tagged along. I tagged along, and I asked my mom for permission to bring Nathan. So Nathan would come home with us every weekend. So that's what I mean by that. Barbara was in Nathan's life quite a bit. So was Foster, not as much. Nathan's really close to Barbara. And I'm not speaking out of place. That is, Nathan has told me that. I'm the one that's closest to my dad, Foster. But Nathan we were very, very close. Let's put it that way. We were very, very, very close. And I have a picture on my dresser to this day of the day they sent Nathan away from the ranch. And I went and visited him that morning. On the bus. And I'll never forget that day, because I was so heartbroken, because I knew I wouldn't be able to see him anymore. And you have to remember, at this time, Jenna was already gone. Justin was already gone. So Nathan was the last sibling I had that was near me, or that I could spend time with, or that I could play catch with or do anything with. So I was kind of heartbroken when he got sent away. So that's what I mean by raising Nathan. He was kind of my everything when I was growing up. And having a little brother, and we played sports together, and I was really tough on him when we played sports. I always wanted him to be the best and catch every ball I threw and stuff like that. But he was kind of my closest friend at that time. I think you've even seen my wedding photos. He was my ring bearer at my wedding and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, I don't want to go into too much detail, but that's what I mean by raising Nathan. I did everything. He was always part of my world. He was not shunned. He was kind of like my sidekick. So, yeah, anyways, that's what I mean by raising Nathan. Don't want to get too far into that. But anyways,
that's so sad, Sterling. We won't get into it, but I'm sorry. That's really sad.
No, it happens, and we haven't seen eye to eye on everything for the rest of our lives. And if you are siblings that get along perfectly all the time, there's something wrong with you. No, I don't mean that. But, it's tough as you grow up and you have different views. But Nathan is a really good person. Always has been. And it really sucked when he got taken away. That was really rough on me. So. Yeah.
I can imagine. That's incredibly heartbreaking. Horrible.
Yes, it was.
Do you mind my asking? Just, I don't want to get into it, but do you mind my asking how old were you and how old, like, when did that?
I'm going to get Nathan's age wrong for sure. Want me to just grab the picture real fast? So I can't tell you the age. I'm going to grab the picture just so you can see the difference in our size. 1 second.
That's rough, you guys. I hate that. This is one of the reasons it's not something I want to dive into all the time. Just digging up memories like that. It's hard. It's really hard.
So I want to say he maybe 10, maybe 11 or 12. I got to take it. There we go. Yeah. So that's the last day I saw Nathan before he got shipped off. So that is my little brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
Aww.
I mean, why would I have a picture of Nathan and me together anywhere in my place necessarily? I don't really keep a ton of pictures of family all over the place. I have pictures of my niece and nephew, but I have that picture because that day, I don't even know how I still have this picture, actually. If you asked me where I got it from, I couldn't tell you. Maybe Biddy. I think Biddy maybe had it because she was the only person that saved any of my photos. But
what is the age difference between the two of you?
I think we're like 9 years.
Oh, wow.
7 years. 7 years. He's turning 40 this year, and I'm 47. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, he was, I do have pictures of him and I playing baseball together when we were younger, of him playing t-ball and stuff like that, which was cool. But, yeah. Yes.
I'm really sorry, Sterling. That makes me very sad.
Yeah. And he's a good kid. He's a good kid. And I'm just, I'm so happy that my family, Foster's family, kept reminding me to, even though you don't see eye to eye, you need to reach out because you're brothers and you're all each other has at this point. Nathan, and again, there's so many. Again, this is why disconnection is so vital. And whenever someone says that disconnection isn't important or it's not a factor, go fuck yourself. Because Nathan doesn't have a mom and dad out to talk to right now. I'm lucky I at least have Biddy, right? There are so many people. Shane Clark does not have a mom and dad to talk to. He does not have family to talk to. And as you get older, that becomes very painful. And so I disagree with people that say that. I agree that if you have a toxic family member or you have an abusive father, yeah, don't talk to them. But if you have parents that were part of your life and that you would at least want to try to have something with, and they're not there because Scientology tells them they can't talk to you, that's abusive. That's horrible.
100% abuse. Yeah,
absolutely.
Thank you, Sam.
It is terrible. And I'll never agree with that. And among the million things that we need to hold Scientology to task for, disconnection's one of them. Absolutely, for sure. Yeah. So
I didn't want to. Yeah, I have 100% agree with that. By the way, I just didn't want Lily to feel left out because I didn't want you to think we overlooked her super chat. If you want to catch up on a lot in a shorter amount of time, Natalie does a daily recap. I've heard that.
Yeah,
thank you, Skipper.
Really yeah. But there we go. Yeah.
This was good. I don't want you to miss dinner with him. I'm kind of excited about that. Maybe you guys can take a picture together and send it to me. I won't share it, but I would like to see.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do that. It's funny. Every time we get together, we never take pictures. It's just one, like I never take a picture with Justin. I never take a picture with Jenna when we're together. We just never think of it, but it would be a good idea. I actually don't think there is a picture in existence of Justin, Jenna. No, there's not. Justin, Jenna, Nathan, and I together. I would be hard put to
What?
find one. All in the same place at the same time. It has a lot to do with geography, me being in Saudi, who got out when. Because remember, Justin left Scientology first, then I left, then Jenna left, then Nathan left.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've got to get a
So
picture.
I know, right? We should try. I might have to Photoshop one or two of us in there, but we can try.
If you remember tonight, take one. Take a selfie with him.
I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that. I have a volleyball picture of us together. But that's it, I think. So
We need to get a picture. That's amazing, Sterling.
that'd be
I've
fun.
missed you, and I'm
I
so
missed you
glad we did
too.
this.
So am I.
Guys,
So am I.
no rumors. Sterling just works a lot, and I was traveling a lot. That's all it was. So
It
we will.
literally happened one thing after the next that didn't happen. And my good friend Krista, who's amazing, guys, I hope you watch her content. We had pre-scheduled that 3 weeks out. It was in the morning, which I could do. I don't think Reeseling works in the morning. I like to do it in the afternoon. So it's more of the afternoony vibe, right?
It is an afternoony vibe.
Yeah.
Blake,
it
that
always
is so
helps.
nice to say.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Love you,
amazing.
Blake.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Blake. I would like to meet Blake in person sometime. He seems amazing.
Oh my God, me too.
I
So
mean,
many
among other people.
Yeah,
There's a list
there's
of you
so
in there.
many.
Yeah, Abigail Atkins in Texas, Tampa B Man. You guys are all amazing. Oh, by the way, I loved your little live with everyone at the cafe.
Yes, in Seattle.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I
It's
saw that. I
changed
thought that
me.
was so cute.
It's changed me. Like meeting some of these people has really changed me. It's amazing to meet them in person.
Yes,
It's
it is.
emotional. I mean, I think every person I hugged, I cried. It's just
It is
emotional.
crazy.
I had
You
people
know,
drive 4 hours up from Portland to meet me.
I have to tell you again. Thank you to Aaron for spearheading this. I know you people probably tell you that
Oh,
all
yeah.
the time. I don't freaking care. Thank you for spearheading this, because if you had told me 2 years ago I would be on a video, or I would even meet someone like Reese or anything along that line, and we would be able to do this, and we'd be able to get together, and we'd have a game night, and we'd be able to connect with friends that we may not even speak to otherwise, or that I would have people reach out to me. Guys, a lot of the time when I haven't been on here, I have been on the phone almost every night with someone reaching out to me to talk about their family members that I knew there, or to talk to Miriam, or to talk to Mike Brown, or talk to someone behind the scenes to help or do what I can, or be a sounding board for them, or be a sounding board for me. That is something that comes from behind the scenes that you guys don't get to see, that happens so frequently. It's kind of amazing.
Absolutely.
It's kind of amazing, because I mean, there's even one gentleman who lost his 2 daughters. That calls me every once in a while to talk about it. And even though there's nothing I can do about it at this moment, the fact that I can talk to him about it and make him feel a little better about it makes a big difference. And vice versa, vice versa.
So sad.
Yeah. So,
But it does. You make a good point. It makes a difference. It does.
it does.
This is Kai. You haven't met him yet, but he started a channel SPIT because he's an IT guy.
Oh, wow.
Meeting Reese. Yeah, he's amazing. I loved him. Meeting
Of course,
Reese
I
and
read that
watching the
as
connections.
I read that
I
as
know.
Spit Clearwater. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure many people have. Watching the connections take shape was wonderful. Yes, Kai, I loved meeting you. Pajama Pixie, good to see you both together tonight. Love you too. Love you, gal. Definitely. I love Kelly Wallace. Hey, girl. Hey, love from Portland. Yes, Kelly. I remember. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Sterling, these people drove hours.
I know.
Like
I know.
it's really, really emotional for me and moving. It's just did a lot
Talk
for
to
me.
that cute girl right next to you as well on your left-hand side. I forget who she was, but yeah, she was.
Deb.
I can't remember the name. Not the one that dreamed of me, apparently, but yeah.
Oh no, Deb. Yeah, that was Deb. She had a dream about you, and she was so cute. Thanks for remembering. I'm not a dude. She's very
You're
much
so
not
welcome,
a dude.
Tampa B Man.
I've pretty much seen all of her, and she's seen all of me. I stayed in her house. She is not a dude. She is the cutest thing you've ever seen. Tiny too, Polly Pocket style as well. Just
really?
like Jenna.
Okay.
Really
okay.
little. Yeah, real little.
I
Yeah.
dig that. I dig that. Oh, by the way, your entrance to the airport when you arrived in Clearwater, Florida was also amazing. It was also amazing. I really think there should have been a red carpet rolled out the second you got off the bottom of the escalator, and rose petals dropped at your feet along the whole way. Maybe some people with little misters. It would have been more appropriate, but I still think it was amazing.
Incredibly unnecessary, but thank you.
Blow Drill is in here. Blow Drill. I'm going to be doing some
I
content
love
with him very
Dylan.
soon.
Hey, Dylan. I
Absolutely.
love Dylan. He's great.
Dylan's awesome. Dylan actually reaches out to me quite frequently. Dylan and Jackson always reach out to me to say hi, to ask me about the sports or anything like that. And again, they're two amazing people. And I hope to get back on with both of them as well. I really like those
Oh,
guys.
are you talking about Laura Font? She had the big boobs. She had giant boobs.
It was Laura Font with the Hooters. I didn't say the word Hooters, but okay.
She was to my left.
Yes, that's Laura Font.
Yeah, Laura
Okay,
Font is a babe. She's in the chat.
is she okay? Now she knows I mentioned her. Okay, good.
Thank you, Rain Virus. Yeah, Laura Font had amazing boobs.
Yeah, so now I've actually got to go vacuum my entire place, take a shower, get ready for dinner. Reese, thank you so much.
Love you.
Everyone in the chat, thank you so much. By the way, thank you for everyone that turned up. I really appreciate that. I wasn't even looking at the numbers at first. I took a glance over there. The fact that all you guys turned up is amazing. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
And
Guys, it's
yeah,
huge. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
we should see you next Sunday. I don't see why not. So we'll let you know. All right.
Okay. I'm gonna just end it, and
Okay.
I'll say goodbye to you. And I want you to bye, guys. Good night. Love you guys. And here we go.